Our Prophet said that there are 12 hours in a day. But the secular world says, no, there are 24. I don't know how to deal with this problem. The same word is used for the day and the same word is used for the daylight hours. Yawm, meaning both day and night. There are 12 hours. Our Prophet said, there is an hour of the day when any prayer you offer is accepted. And look for it on the day of Jummah. The day of Jummah means the day before the Sabbath day. And look for it in the last hour before the sun sets. So now then, the day ends at sunset. So the first hour would be from after sunset until light disappears, twilight ends, dusk ends, and darkness comes. That's the first hour. And that hour ends with Salatul Isha, the night prayer. It differs in summer and in winter. Even here in Trinidad, it differs. But we no longer look in the sky to determine when to pray. Nobody does that anymore. I have stopped going to the masjid for the morning prayer, because if I go to the masjid, there's going to be confusion, quarreling. So I stay home. I stay home and I look in the sky. Every morning, I look in the sky. And when I see sufficient light in the sky to clearly distinguish between light and darkness, then I perform my prayer. They are finished in the masjid already. They don't look in the sky. So you must look in the sky. That's why I admire so much what Jawaharlal Nehru wrote in his book. You must look in the sky. Nehru said, I can look at the moon and I can tell you exactly what day of the month it is, just by looking at the moon. That's what Nehru said. So now then, the first hour is from sunset until dusk has ended, which is Salatul Maghrib to Salatul Isha. This is still public time. Public time meaning you can get telephone calls, you can visit and so on. People can come to meet the Prophet, ask questions and so on. Public time. And women and children are happy. Oh yes, women and children are so happy that the Qur'an has made a separation between public time and private time. And my wife reminds me of that. Once the Salatul Isha takes place, it's private time. No more telephone calls. No more visiting others. No more. Private time. Nobody can come to visit the Prophet. No. This time is reserved for your wives and your children. If this government wants to rebuild this country, you must rebuild the family. If you want to rebuild this country, you must rebuild the family. And private time is essential for the family, for Papa, for Mama, and the children. So the second hour of the 12 is after the nighttime prayer until you go to sleep. And this is private time. And in private time, children must seek permission to come to Papa and Mama. If you have servants in the house, they must seek permission to come. At other times, you don't need permission to come. But at this time, private time, you need permission to come. And then comes sleep. You must go to sleep early. Those who have good health, particularly mental health, are people who sleep early. And when you sleep, sleep is divided into two parts. There's deep sleep and then there's light sleep. Because sleep is like death. And the Qur'an tells us Allah takes the soul while you're sleeping. So there's no medical evidence that you're alive. None. And Allah can then keep the soul if that is written for you. But otherwise Allah can return the soul. So you have deep sleep, which is the third hour. And then comes the deep sleep is when the body and the mind repairs from the damage of the day, the hustle and bustle of the day. And if you get deep sleep at this time, then when you grow old, you still look young. You like that, eh? When you grow old, you still look young. But if you don't get deep sleep at this time, as you grow old, you will crumble. You will crumble and your face will look hideous. And then comes light sleep. And it is in light sleep that you have dreams and visions. And if you want to know what is your status with Allah, then just ask yourself, what kind of dreams do I get? Your dreams will tell you who you are. Good. I have a book on dreams in the back. So the first hour, from Maghrib to Isha. The second hour, private time, Mama, Papa, the children, until you sleep. The third hour, deep sleep. And the fourth hour, light sleep. And then comes the last hour. And it is in the last hour that you perform Salatul Tahajjud. In the last hour, you recite the Qur'an. This is the next session after Zuhar. In the last hour, you have private relations, husband and wife. In the last hour, you climb the mountain, the intellectual mountain, the spiritual mountain. It is in the last hour that you climb the mountain. This is before dawn. I am not asking you to do something I don't do. I recite my Qur'an, I complete it every morning, at least 99% of the time, before dawn. And then comes the time of dawn. And you know dawn when there's sufficient light in the sky to distinguish light from darkness. But before I continue, I have to make a comment about Imam al-Ghazali in his book, Ihya Ulumuddin, in which he differs and he says no. He considers sleep time to be 1 hour, whereas I consider it to be 2 hours. And he says there's the fifth hour is a time of suhoor, when you have the morning meal, when you're fasting. Okay, that is Imam al-Ghazali. So now then, we have 5 hours in the night, and we now start the 7 hours of the day. And the 6th hour is from dawn until sunrise. And it's a mysterious time of the day. It's a mysterious time of the day. It's a time for the heavens to teach you many, many lessons. If you're able to go outside and look at the sky. In Indonesia, I have an imam, a sheikh, who loves me very much. And he has a school with 1,000 students. He has an Islamic